Good evening. Welcome back. It's been a couple months since we saw each other last. They've been working very, very, very hard over the last 5 months to put together a great concert for you. I just want to take the time to ask you, if you could, to silence your cell phones or at least put them on vibrate so that they don't go off in the middle of the performance. And if you're able, we'd like for you to please stand. One of our band members, Ariana Broughton, is going to play the national anthem.
Our first piece is one that I'm sure you will recognize. The musical score from Star Wars was composed by the great John Williams. Mr. Williams composed other easily recognizable movie scores such as E.T., Jaws, Indiana Jones, Home Alone, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Schindler's List, Superman, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, and many more.
The main theme of the Star Wars saga has been used in the opening scene of episodes 1 through 7 as the words of the storyline scroll upwards to space. This theme is widely recognized around the world. The arrangement we will be playing features strong brass melodies, advanced percussion rhythms, and showcases the woodwinds in the lyrical middle section.
Our second piece will feature a few members of our trombone section. When the trombones were given the opportunity to play a solo part, these students accepted the challenge. They overcame shyness and fear of making a mistake to take to the front of the stage and display their hard work.
Trumbo Bumbo features standard Latin percussion instruments such as agogo, bells, maracas, claves, congos, and bongos. The trombones will showcase a technique that makes the trombone a lot of fun. Their parts uses glissandos, where they change from one note to the next just by moving their slides and without stopping the sound.
I have to acknowledge the trombones that took on the challenge. This is Christina Casali, Louis Cruz, Josie Clarkson, this is Peace Akimboboye, Colin Swainin, and Lavina Fry. Helped out by Mrs. Figueroa. She helped them a little bit on that one.
The next piece on our program will feature a small ensemble of members from our Band 1 class. These students figured out their own parts, and baritone saxophonist John Wood put them all down on paper. When this ensemble approached Miss Katona and asked if they could play it at the concert, she said yes.
The song Seven Nation Army was composed by Jack White from the rock duo The White Stripes. The bass riff played throughout the song was composed during a sound check right before a concert in Australia in 2003. White named it Seven Nation Army so that he could remember which riff it was, since he had so many written in his head at the time. White admitted that he likes to use interesting sayings and funny phrases as song titles, and Seven Nation Army is what he thought the Salvation Army was called when he was a kid.
The lyrics address the band's rising popularity and the problems that can come with it. The story tells of a man that comes into town and all of his friends are gossiping about him. White was quoted saying, "He feels so bad that he has to leave town, but you get so lonely you come back."
I just have to acknowledge two last-minute additions to this piece. I have the marked in the program who's in this piece, but these two were not. By the time I made 500 copies, I didn't want to make 500 more. So I figured I'll just announce them. It's Tom Rayside who's going to play clarinet, and John Dunzelman is on the alto sax.
Our next piece is Shake It Off. This pop tune was written and performed by Taylor Swift in 2014 and is also featured in the 2016 animated film Sing. Each section gets a chance to have the melody throughout the song, making this a fun piece to rehearse and perform for every band member.
Aztec Sunrise features a quiet, haunting melody and eerie percussive sound effects to portray a quiet morning in ancient Mexico. The flutes have the melody in the beginning, but turn it over to the clarinets and trumpets early on. It takes a good band to play loud and fast, but a great band to play slow and soft. This piece was a challenge for the band to rehearse, as it requires immense musical control.
The last piece we will play tonight is Serge. This is the first piece the band began working on after the winter concert, and 5 months of hard work has paid off. With bold repeated figures in the low winds, flowing counter melodies in the upper winds, and strong percussive effects, Serge has become a band favorite.
Before we play our last piece, we would like to thank our director, Mrs. Katona, for helping us put together tonight's concert. We would also like to thank Ms. Figueroa and Ms. Morgan for their help during our dress rehearsal this afternoon, our building administrators for their continued support, the Board of Education for allowing all this to be possible, and all of you for your endless encouragement and patience at home as we continue to enhance our instrumental music skills. We hope you have enjoyed our concert and enjoyed our performance tonight, and we'll meet you in the hallway at the conclusion of our concert. Thank you again, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
wrap that for a minute. All right, I want to thank you all again, like so much for your continued support and for, as we said in there, I can't remember how I worded it. It was something about like being patient as they enhance their musical. It's basically thank you for listening to them practice is what that pretty much went, because I know that could be a headache most days. So, but thank you so much for allowing them to participate. If they're continuing into 7th grade band, it's amazing. If they aren't, if they decided it's not for them and they want to do something else, they tried it, and that's all I could ask. They gave it a shot. They tried it for a year. But I wish them luck in whatever they choose, band or chorus or not. This has been a crazy year. They know why. They're a little chatty most days, but we got the job done. So I give them a lot of credit for that. So, but thank you again, and they will meet you in the hallway out here, this main hallway. So thank you, and drive safe.